the transition town. A lot of you know this place. It's normally a bit busier. We are planning on opening up soon. You know, so yeah, my involvement here was through a project called Let's Eat, which was designed to sort of bring people together, to cook together, to eat together. We've got such wonderful produce and grows here in Moray, absolutely beautiful. I mean, what I've got here, that we looked into the garden earlier, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's just gorgeous, you know. So, I'm going to make some things with this. Because obviously we can't run live classes, I just thought today, I'm just going to put a few things together and maybe you could try them at home if you haven't already. I mean, very simple ingredients, what we've got, what we looked at earlier, you know. So, we've got the good old courgette, which is a beautiful thing, isn't it? And there's loads of things you can do with this, you know. I think what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to make a kind of a frittata type or bake sometimes, and in fact I do a bake because you don't have to mess around flipping it over and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to grate this first of all. It's always handy to have a very sharp knife, of course. Just taking the ends off them. Okay, and I'm just going to grate that. Voila. Beautiful veg. Yeah, so all of this veg is just what we've just got from just over those boxes there. So, so while I'm grating, I'm just going to heat a bit of oil and put a bit of onion. Well, what I could find, I've got this. It should be something oniony, I think. And put that in with a bit of garlic. Just for a few minutes. Smells everything. Okay, I'm just using rapeseed oil here, again local grown oil, it's as good as anything. Okay, so I'm just going to a little bit of onion. For a minute, finish this. You get machines for this, you know. So, just let your onion cook for a minute or two. And put some garlic in. Best way to do garlic, I believe, is tap it and wrap it. I don't like using those garlic crushers because I think they're just a pain. You know, you end up losing half of the garlic and it's such a drag to clean. This is just, feels good just to keep your hands going, you know, get your hands in there. So there you go, garlic. Just give it a fine chop. Okay, something like that. Bit of salt just to give it something to grind against. Just take your knife and literally just swash it and you've got a really nice, ready to go garlic. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you always remember to put your garlic in a little bit after your onion. A lot of people sometimes make a mistake of putting onion and garlic in together. You've got burnt garlic. It's not such a great taste. Okay. So, it's a frittata, so I'm going to need some eggs. Okay. Number 3. I think that will do. It's great compost, of course. what we do in the garlic. Let's just chop a little bit of courgette up. That's all. Yes, so that's the onion, garlic. Just give that a minute. Then you're going to go in with your courgette. Cook that for a minute. Put your egg mix over it in the oven. 20 minutes or so. Lovely little dish. Have a salad or greens or whatever you want. It's a really nice snack, hot or cold, you know, also. I think that should work. We'll find out. But I think that's the beauty of making your own food, you know, it's just play with it and make your own dishes, you know, whatever you like. So a little bit of seasoning in that. Pepper. Let's stick a bit of thyme in, because that just come out of the garden as well. Lovely. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, so it doesn't take long to cook courgette at all, you know. Just look at a couple of minutes. Just till that heats. I mean, yeah, there's a million things you can do with it, you know, it's brilliant just roasted up by itself. It can go into all sorts of things. In fact, what I'm going to do with this, you can use it as a substitute, as like a noodle if you wanted to, you know, just for a change. Which is pretty good stuff, so you can, yeah, you just want to thinly slice it to start with. Like with anything, obviously, if you can make it flat, it's a lot easier. You're not going to roll around all over the place, you know, so just going to make this into there's a few ways you can do this, really. You could just, you know, you can take your knife and make it like this and do sort of very thin strips like that. There's a spiralizer as well, people have them, it's pretty good. You can do that. Just looking for something like that, really, you know. Or if you want the kids to be involved as well, just give them a yeah, so if you want the kids to get involved without the worry of hurting themselves, vegetable peeler, and just kind of peel them like this, which is just another nice way of making some noodly type things, which is pretty good. So, just looking at this. And again, all you want to do is just a little bit of oil, a little bit of garlic in the pan, you know, a minute or so, and that's enough. And that you can just use as a replacement for any sort of noodle dish. I think what I'm going to do here is another good way of incorporating this and getting kids to eat vegetables as well. So you can mix this in with pasta and just a little bit of tomato. Or if you wanted some nice fresh fish or something else, you could put that in, or beans or whatever. You know, because it's just full of nutrition. This, when you think about it, you know, compared to the noodles you're picking up off the shelf that have been sitting around for donkeys, this is pretty good. You know. So that's pretty much done, so that's going to go in the oven. let that cool a little bit before putting the egg on. And that's going to go in the oven. Just give that a minute or two just to cool down before you pour the egg on so it doesn't go all scrambling. That'll bake in the oven lush. Okay. So for your noodles, again, a little bit of oil. Bit of garlic. I mean, if you want it a bit spicy, you can, you know, put a bit of chilli in or whatever else you fancy. Really, it's your own dish, you know, fresh herbs, whatever you want, you know. Yeah. Yeah, just get that little bit, just the oil to take in the garlic flavour. In with your noodles. I think a tip when you're doing noodles like this is not to season them until they've actually been cooked, you know, which is a 2-minute thing. It's just because the salt's going to draw water out and you're going to end up with them being a bit soggier than how you'd really like them. So, yeah. Okay. In with that. Okay. Right, so while they're cooking, I think we will look at potatoes. No, actually, the Kohlrabi, very underused, underrated veg. It's a beautiful thing, and I would encourage you to use them. We grow loads of them around here. So, it's one of those things people go, oh, what's that? Bloody marvellous, that's what it is. Okay, so yeah. It's quite woody at the base, so you can take quite a chunk of that off. It's very hard also. Very hard. It's probably too hard. Right there, I need a bigger knife. I wish I brought my knife. Hang on. Yeah, quite woody. Okay. Top of that. Yeah, you could probably come up quite away from the bottom because it's really woody at the bottom end, you know. Similarly, you're just going to take this outer layer off, you know, similar to like if you were prepping a turnip or something like that, just taking this off. It doesn't matter if you don't get it all off with your knife, you can just use your peeler and take it off once you've done that. Radishy without the bite. Full of nutrients. Again. Gorgeous. Yeah, just want to move these around a little bit while it cools so we don't burn. Yeah. So I'll come back to that in a sec. So I just cooked up a little bit of spaghetti here. Again, I've just got, you know, a really good way of maybe getting the kids and yourselves, of course, to eat fresh foods is to mix it up with things that you really like as well. Pasta's always a good one, you know. A little bit of this through your pasta. Mixed in. Maybe a little bit of fresh tomato. seasoning. Nice little healthy snack, like 5 minutes to make, you know, absolutely nothing at all. Goes really well with that combination. Okay, back to the Kohlrabi. So here we are. Right, I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to mix it with kale. I think Kohlrabi and kale go together really well. So I've got a pot here, a little steamer basket. Okay, so what I'm going to put some herbs in the bottom of the water here. There's a bit of thyme, there's some lemon balm. So all of this was just, you know, just around the doors here. Stick a bit of chive in, why not? Stick a garlic bulb in. Again, something for you to play with, you know. Tarragon would be good in there, some basil, some chili, whatever you fancy, you know, just play with it, just enjoy yourself. But what you'll get when you're putting your vegetables in there, you're going to get that flavours going to infuse and come up into the vegetable dish. It just gives it a little bit of extra pizzazz, so to speak. So, yeah. Yeah, so you're just looking at sort of kind of probably matchstick sort of size for this. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, just, you know, slice it. So this is going to take longer to cook than the kale, so I'm going to put this in first in the basket, give it about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so to cook, and then your kale can sit on top of that. Bit of lemon juice, your kale, it's a beautiful dish. There we go. Almost fits. Okay, so while that's cooking, you can prep your kale. Okay, beautiful. The stalks of the kale are too fibrous, so you don't want them, you know, so just take them off. Again, if you've got the kids there, it's good for them to play. You can just tell them to hold that and strip it with your hands. You don't have to worry about sharp knives, you know, so it's quite a good thing. Yeah, I mean, it'll snap at its general point that you don't have to worry about it, you know, you'll take the most fibrous bit out, so it's not going to be difficult to chew or anything like that. You know. So, oh, it's been such a gorgeous day. Right. A few different sorts here, it's curly, different it's chard. Here we do. There you go. It's probably easier to grab, you know, a few, 3 or 4 of these together, roll them up. Something like that. You split it down the middle. Okay, and then just give it a fine chop. And there you've got all of that lovely yumminess ready to cook. Right, so I'm going to give the Kohlrabi about 5 minutes firstly. I think I'm going to put a bit of parsley in there as well. Such a wonderful herb. And what else? Bit of lemon balm. Yeah. But definitely just make up your own things, you know, have a play around, put flavours in there that you like. I think we're so used to being spoon-fed, picking things up off the shelf and all the rest of it, you know, but this is so good just to play, it really is. Yeah. So yeah, I was saying before, we've got so many good growers around here. Really encourage you to buy from them. Well, you know, the pop-up shop on the high street that's open, the toll booth, there's some brilliant produce in there. Grown locally, you know, it's literally picked like within hours before we can get it. It doesn't get better. Yeah. Same with eggs and all of that. There's all sorts of little, you know, you drive past them saying eggs for sale and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. Right. So I'm going to put that in there. And that's just such a really nice little side dish to go with anything, pretty much. You know. Squeeze of lemon's good. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Right, so back to this bake or tartar or whatever you want to call it. That's cooled down. So I've just got eggs, bit of yogurt, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of salt and pepper. Yeah. Go straight in the oven. Right, what else have we got out of the garden? Potatoes, chard. So let's do and tomatoes. So let's do a potato chard and tomato dish. Okay. Right, so I'm gonna yeah. Got it. So I'm going to parboil the potatoes. It's so amazing, isn't it? We just pick these, you know, and just dump them up. For now, stick in the pan. Okay, so they're just going in the pan of water, just going to parboil them. Okay. How this is doing, right on the, oh, not far off. Oh yes, I'm going to do something with potatoes and chard and tomatoes. Okay. Yeah. So similarly with the kale, you want to take the stalks off. The difference is this is pretty good to eat. You just need to cook it a little bit before this. Okay. Yeah, so just take that off. Take that off. take that off. Yeah. Sometimes if the leaves are big enough that you can do the same as the kale and just roll it and chop it. It makes life easier, and I'm all for that. Yeah, so now it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, the amount of time we've had to sort of just stay in and to cook, and everybody's become a master bread baker now as well. And it's just, it's brilliant that we can be more resilient and use what's going around us, and support all the local growers. It's good for all of us, for our health, and economy, all of that stuff. It is a time of transition, and we're in it. We can do something about it. Oh, look at that! Is that lush or what? Mmm. Yum. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to take the stalks, which are perfectly edible. Again, it's one of those things people tend to throw away, but stop it. It's good food. Just want to cut it quite small. Yeah. You got that. Oh. So this should just be about ready. Okay. Yeah, so you can sort of, at this stage, you can finish your seasoning off, add a little bit more lemon juice and some black pepper. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. But you don't want pips, probably. Like that. Beautiful colours, eh? Yeah. So like I said, I'm going to cook the stalks of the chard just a few minutes before you put the rest in. Okay. So there. Okay, so I've got them in there, I've got them in there, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that. So why not some tomatoes? Beautiful. Here we go. Yummy. Beautiful. Right, so the stems of the chard had a couple of minutes to cook, so let's go in with them. Okay. Let that cook down. We're nearly there, aren't we? What have I not used? I haven't used the carrots, but yeah, straight out of the ground, grate them up, put them in a salad. Why not? Yeah. Oh, I've got some mint here. I think I'm going to put some mint in with this chard dish just because I fancy doing it. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Parsley as well. I mean, there's an abundance of this. You can't use enough of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful herb. It pretty much goes in anything, in everything. Yeah. Yum. Okay, potatoes are coming off. Parsley's going in. The chard. So all you want to do with these now is just slice them up. Okay, nice slices. Oh, beautiful colour. Okay, can take the chard off now. Okay, there we go, look at that loveliness. Okay, so again, an oven-proof dish of some sort, and we'll do a kind of potato chard gratin type thing. So I'll just leave a little bit of that on the bottom. Potatoes. Okay. Some more chard, beautiful. Okay. Potatoes. If you want to, obviously you can add, you can put cheese through this as well, which would work really well. If you wanted to do that. Okay. Chard. And then I think we'll have. Yeah, I'll finish it off with tomatoes. Really nice. And get a nice bit of juiciness with the potatoes. Okay. So you're looking, yeah, something like that, and then that goes in the oven until it's cooked. 30 minutes, maybe, in the oven. Look at the mess. Oh, my goodness. So yeah, I mean, and then you can just do, just layer it up again, just like that. I've got here enough to do another dish with, or whatever. So out of the things we got this morning, here we are. We got a Courgette Frittata. We got Courgette Pasta kind of thing. And again, you can add stuff to that. You know, whatever you want. Fish, beans, anything like that. Also, and the noodle things which just went through the pasta. We've got the Kohlrabi and the Kale, and we've got a Chard tomato and potato gratin, I suppose you could call it, which is just laid potatoes with the chard and everything like that. 3 or 4 ingredients picked just from there, not so long ago. Easy peasy. So yeah, watch this space, because we're looking at doing some more things from here to keep the community connected, to eat well, and to hopefully just sort of get back here together sometime soon. Okay. Lots of love to you all. Cheerio.